This is Lola Lee T. Hi, my name is Lola. I make a lot of videos about 90 Day Fiancé, so please support me by hitting the subscribe and like button. Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Diaries, Season 3, Episode 3. Let's do a recap and review. Olga and Steven talked about their move from Maryland to New York City. It will be happening very soon. They are both excited and scared. Their son is 3 years old now. And honestly, I'm really surprised that these two are still together because they had so many issues. Steven had said on his season that if Olga had not gotten pregnant, they probably would not still be together. And when he went to visit her in Russia, everything seemed to be so stressful. Anyway, they spoke about their breakup a year ago, and also they didn't want to follow through with their van life idea because they thought it would hurt their marriage. And you know what? Yes, I agree with that. Because being in such a tiny space, plus having marital problems, and they also have a 3-year-old along for the ride, I think that is just a recipe for disaster. So good decision. They are hoping to find an apartment in Manhattan with a budget of $2,000 per month. I'm wondering, is it possible to get a decent 2-bedroom apartment in Manhattan for $2,000? I'm wondering, So the real estate agent showed them an apartment. I think it was for $2,300, a little bit above that. Olga loved it, but Steven was worried about the budget. So these two are also fighting about money. Olga is an aspiring photographer, but the model that she was working with that day, well, she didn't charge her for the session. And Steven took issue with that. I agree with him because the model, well, she's getting exposure from being on the show. So I do think that Olga should be charging people. At some point, she's going to have to make up her mind. Is her photography a hobby or is it work? Let's talk about Elizabeth and Andrei. On their season, there was a lot of drama between Andrei and Elizabeth's family. The season ended with Andrei getting into a physical altercation with her brother. And honestly, it broke my heart seeing her father cry. Andrei is still working with Elizabeth's dad. He's flipping homes. He is no longer the stay-at-home dad. He's now the breadwinner. And remember, Elizabeth used to be the breadwinner, and now she's missing that life. She is now the stay-at-home mom, and she's working part-time. But what she really wants to do is start working full-time again, and she wants to get a babysitter. Andrei is absolutely against the idea. They shared the good news that they are building a new home, and I've got to admit that I wasn't really a fan of Andrei. I didn't like the way he treated Elizabeth. He just came off as a chauvinist at times. But now we're seeing a different side of him. And during this episode, it looked like he had planned a romantic dinner for him and Elizabeth. And now it's really looking like he's stepping up and taking care of his family. The next day, they visited their new townhouse and showed the progress to Elizabeth's dad. He seemed very, very impressed by Andrei. So moving on to Laura, she was the much older woman that married Aladin, and her son absolutely hated him. He did not approve of the relationship, and he didn't think that the relationship would work out. Well, he was right. Laura talked about her past relationship while she talked about her ex-husband, Aladin, and she found out that he was remarried to a Swedish girl. She found out on the internet with the rest of us. And apparently their breakup was pretty bad. She lost everything. And the last thing I remember of that season was that she was showing him her toys and he got really, really upset. He even swore at her. But Laura, what did you really expect? Come on now. Laura said that she had not been romantically involved with a man for 3 years now, but that the next man she dates, her son Liam, would have to approve of him. She's now sharing a place with her son Liam, and they're working on their mother and son relationship. She also went to goat yoga, and goat yoga is something that I think I could never do. You're pretty much doing yoga and you've got a bunch of goats running around and jumping on your back, I guess. So watching the goats jump on her back and her friend's back was kind of weird to me. And what if they pee and poop in the area that you're doing your yoga? I don't know. Goat yoga doesn't seem very hygienic to me. Let's talk about Akinyi and Benjamin. And I hope I didn't say her name wrong. And if I did, I'm so sorry. I'm actually not surprised that these two are still together. Benjamin literally jumped through hoops to marry her. She is now living in America and they're working on having a baby every day. They've been trying for 5 months, but no luck. So what could be wrong? So they decided to go to the doctor to help them figure it out. Benjamin apparently has super sperm, fast swimmers, and his beautiful wife is ovulating. So the doctor tells them to keep trying and to be patient. Let's talk about Rachel and John. They are one of my favorite couples. They have been married for 3 years and together for 5. Apparently, their marriage visa was denied because of John's criminal past. And they were not surprised by that and in fact had saved up money so they could appeal it right away. So now they just have to wait 5 to 8 months for a final answer. But oh my God, what happens if it gets denied? Rachel said that she can't move to England with her daughter Lucy because her older daughter's father will not allow her to take her older daughter out of the country permanently. And this is real love, guys. John said he keeps his life in England on Rachel and their daughter Lucy's American time. He said it's really made him isolated, but it's a sacrifice that he is willing to accept. And even though he's not Lucy's biological father, he's known her since she was a baby and he considers her his daughter. I actually watched a live with John and Rachel a few years ago, and it was after their season aired. I can't remember whose live it was. Well, people in the chat were literally begging them. Well, they wanted to send them money. People wanted to help them financially, and they refused the money. They said they wanted to do it themselves. They wanted to save the money themselves. Oh my God, I love these two, and I hope everything works out for them. What are your thoughts? Are you guys watching 90 Day Fiancé Diaries? Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go find me on Twitter and Instagram. I love you guys. Bye.